The logistics related to this year's annual meeting will be a little bit different than in the past. And on this week's episode of The Road to Dallas presented by Southwestern Seminary, we talk shuttles, answer your questions, review the event app, and much, much more. Welcome to this week's edition of The Road to Dallas. I'm Jonathan Howell with the SBC Executive Committee. And today, no interview for you. It's just me today. And we're going to talk a little bit about some messenger information, some tips, some tools, some resources that we put out from the Executive Committee to help you have a more seamless time in Dallas and to stay informed during the SBC annual meeting and pastors conference. And the primary way for you to stay informed this year and every year at the SBC annual meeting is through the app. Now, we're going to show some screenshots of the app on here, walk you through some different areas. But one of the things we're going to talk about in just a minute, we'll get to that, is the first thing on the app, the event schedule. There's a lot of events going on. We're going to highlight some of those, but there are so many more than what I have and what I'm going to talk about here today on the episode of The Road to Dallas. So you want to check that out. So many more events going on. There we have some maps, find your way around the city of Dallas, as well as the convention center and the Omni, which is the connected hotel there. The exhibit hall. If you're looking for the exhibit hall, we'll have a whole episode on the exhibit hall with Rachel Gullidge, who manages our exhibit hall. You want to check out that episode as well. We'll talk a little bit more about the exhibit hall as we go along today. There's a book of reports and some messenger resources. Check out the interview with Nathan Finn that we have. We talk a little bit more about the book of reports on that one. So if some of these, I'm not sure the sync of these episodes, some of these maybe after what you're watching today, maybe before, but if you're catching it right before the annual meeting, you should have everything. Also candidates, we have candidates that are going to be announced for president, vice presidents, both first and second, the two recording secretary positions. All those announcements for candidates are in here. You'll be able to click on the candidate, find out more about them, their announcement in Baptist Press. Also the Lifeway Village. Be sure to check out our episode with Ben Mandrell on the Lifeway Village, everything that they've got going on there. There's some specials in there. You could pre-file motions. Again, we talked to Nathan Finn about that in the episode with him. News from Baptist Press, some of the latest news in relation to the annual meeting, as well as some translation services. This entire series of The Road to Dallas and information from the Pastors Conference. They had some great interviews with all the people involved in the Pastors Conference. President DJ Horton has been doing those. You want to check out those interviews in the app. So get the app. The Pastors Conference also has their app, so get that app too. But make sure you have the app and you're using it while you're in Dallas for the annual meeting. Now, so I mentioned we're going to talk about some events. We're going to kind of go over this, some high-level stuff here. But crossover, again, we have an episode with Ryan Jesperson from the Dallas Baptist Association. Want to check that out if you want to be involved in crossover. They're still looking for help, still looking for people to come in, help reach the city of Dallas with the love of Christ. So if you want to be involved with crossover, you can go over to nam.net/crossover. That's nam.net/crossover. That's going on really the whole week leading up to, and especially the Saturday before the SBC annual meeting. I mentioned the exhibit hall. We got the episode with Rachel Gullidge. Won't miss that. Really cover a lot more information about what's going on in the exhibit hall. But the hours for that, Sunday 3 to 7, Monday and Tuesday 8 to 6, and Wednesday 8 to 2. There's a scavenger hunt this year, a new thing that we're doing in the exhibit hall this year. In your registration bag, you'll get a card, a scavenger hunt, 30 different places to visit throughout. You'll get punched, not punched. You'll get your card punched with hole punches. Nobody's going to be hitting anybody in the exhibit hall, hopefully. I hope that's not going to happen. But you'll get a hole punch in your exhibit or your scavenger hunt card. Turn that in. We got 10 great prize packs. We're talking everything from JBL speakers to backpacks to books and resources from Lifeway and Yetis and Stanley Cup. I mean, it's a massive prize pack. We have 10 of those. Everybody that completes the scavenger hunt gets entered into that. You turn that card in, you get entered into the drawing for the 10 or one of the 10 giveaways that we have. Just a fantastic prize pack that we have. So be sure to check that out in the exhibit hall as well. And while you're in the exhibit hall, The WMU booth. Special surprise this year at the WMU booth. Want to be able to check that out. Go by there and help them together as they build their booth. You'll understand what that means when you get there in Dallas. Also, they have their Pinewood Derby car races again. Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock, I believe, the entities will be racing again. That was a highlight of my year last year, mainly because I helped Dr. Orge build his and we came in third. So we took home the bronze medal there last year, and that was exciting for us. And so you don't want to miss that. That was a lot of fun last year in the exhibit hall. And then also swing by the CP booth. The executive committee has a booth this year. You can have an opportunity to record a CP video talking about what the CP means to you. We mentioned the Lifeway Village. Ben Mandrell is going to talk more about that in the episode with him. And then all the seminaries and both Texas State conventions, NAM, IMB, they're all going to be going, having everything that they have every year anyway, there in the exhibit hall. Won't want to miss that. So that's the exhibit hall, open Sunday through Wednesday, starting at 3 o'clock on Sunday, all the way till about 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Also, registration also happening in the exhibit hall area. It'll be in Hall C. You look for the signs in the facility there in the convention center. Just follow the signs to registration right there in the Hall C lobby. You'll see the big sign right there, and go through the doors, get registered. Registration again opens at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Also, prayer room. If you want to be involved in the prayer room, stop in there. It's in the foyer right outside the main sessions in Hall F. So when you're going into Hall F, look to your right. You'll see, the big entrance to Hall F. If you look to your right, you'll see the prayer room over there. It'll be pipe and draped off. Have a sign up there, say prayer room. Go in there, spend some time praying for the event, for some of the prayer requests. We'll have missionary prayer requests as well. All those missionaries that we're sending, 150 plus missionaries that we're sending this year. You can go in there, pray for them. They'll have a full list of prayer requests from each missionary and missionary couple that you'll be able to pray over as well. And then, again, we talked about that going on during the meeting. You've got the annual meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday, but you got the pastor's conference Sunday night and all day Monday. Don't want to miss that. Going to be a great event that DJ Horton is putting together. So pastor's conference Sunday, Monday, annual meeting sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, there's no Tuesday night session this year. And if you need childcare for any of those sessions, be sure you get that in now. That's close to being full, and maybe by the time this airs, it might already be full, but that is offered from Sunday through Wednesday, birth through age 12, I believe it is. So that's kind of the high-level view of the entire week. I know it kind of went through that fast, but again, it's all going to be in the app that you can download. SBC Annual Meeting, just Google that or search that, or go to sbcannualmeeting.net/app. You'll be able to download that app. If you have the app from previous years, same app. So you're good to go. All right, some run through of some of the events that will be going on over the course of the week. If you are involved in any of these, you probably already know about them. But if not, wanted to make you aware of some special meetings and some special events that are going on throughout the week. Starting on Sunday, the SBC Associational Leaders will be meeting on Sunday and Monday over at the Adolphus Hotel. It's about 5 blocks from the from the convention center over at the Adolphus Hotel, right there by the AT&T Center with the food court and everything. Check that out if you're a associational mission strategist or involved in your association. You want to check that out over there at the SBCAL website. All the information, by the way, on these events, you'll be able to click in the app and link to more information about them. Also on Sunday, the WMU Mission Celebration, a big event for women in their churches that gather in Dallas for the WMU annual meeting that they have. They have a huge mission celebration. It's going to be held in the Omni Dallas Ballroom this year, starting at noon on Sunday. They've got like a pre-conference mission fair, I believe it's called. So you want to stop by there and see that. If you're involved in women's ministry and missions in your church, check out the WMU Mission Celebration again this year, Sunday at noon, starting at noon, going through about 5:45. So you got plenty of time to get done with that, to get over to everything else that's going on as well. Asian Kickoff and Hispanic Celebracion are also on Sunday, both of them at 3 o'clock. The Asian Kickoff in the Convention Center. The Celebracion is at First Baptist Dallas. We talked to Bruno Molina on one of the episodes of The Road to Dallas about that. It's going to be a great event right down the street from the Convention Center down at First Baptist Dallas. So if you're involved in maybe the Asian gatherings or the Hispanic gatherings, be sure to check out those events on Sunday. Again, Sunday night, you've got the Pastors Conference that kicks off around 7 o'clock on Sunday. And then on Monday morning, you've got the SBC Pastors, Wives, and Women in Ministry Conference. That's basically the wives version of the pastors conference. That goes from 9 to noon in the Omni Dallas Ballroom. The big women's ministry fair is right outside of that. So you're going to check that out. All the ladies that are involved in ministry. If you're involved in ministry in your church, be a part of the SBC Pastors, Wives, and Women in Ministry Conference. It's free. All you got to do is go and show up at 9 o'clock on Monday morning. At 10 o'clock on Monday morning, the SBC Executive Committee will meet in the Omni Trinity Ballroom. So that's just right around the corner from where the women will be meeting. But the Executive Committee meets at 10 o'clock that morning. Be electing a new chairman this year. Philip Robertson has served the past 2 years, and that's the kind of the term limit for the chairman. So we'll be electing a new chairman of the board for the Executive Committee, and a lot of other things going on at that meeting as well. So you're free to come into that one, check it out. Open to the public every year. It's always fun to watch those EC meetings there in the host city. People sometimes, that's maybe the only EC meeting that they'll ever get to go to. I go to them all, but most people, that's the only ones that they get to go to. So you want to check that out, 10 o'clock on Monday. And then, kind of one of the big events of Monday at noon, the NAM Sin Luncheon. That's going to be in halls A and B. So the NAM Luncheon is just down the hall past registration. So whenever you go into the convention center, just go right past registration, just keep on walking, and you'll see the NAM signage down there and the big Sin Luncheon. That I know a huge, huge event every year. I heard a little bit of a kind of a sneak peek of what's going to be going on this year. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to try to make it over to that one because they've got a guest this year that I absolutely love. So we'll check that one out at noon on Monday. And then at 2 o'clock on Monday, if you're involved in maybe, abuse prevention and response in your local church or your state convention, you won't want to miss the Abuse Response and Prevention panel discussion at 2 o'clock in the Omni Trinity Ballroom, same room as the Executive Committee meeting earlier in the day. But if you want information on that, you can find out more of that again in the app. And Jeff Dalrymple, the Executive Committee's new Director of Abuse Response and Prevention, will be leading that. He's got a great panel lined up for that event. You won't want to miss that at 2 o'clock on Monday. And then Monday night, you got the Pastors Conference wrapping up. And then Monday and Tuesday nights, so a lot of state convention have receptions. So check with your state convention, check their website to see if they're doing a reception that night. There's a ton of them on Monday, a lot more on Tuesday night as well. So won't want to miss that, and connect with other Southern Baptists from your local state and convention. So Monday's done. We get into Tuesday. We start up the convention that morning. John Stegmerton will get us going with worship. And then Tuesday at lunch, there's a lot of different affinity group luncheons. Remember, Wednesday's a seminary lunch day. Tuesday, a lot of affinity group luncheons. You got the NAM Small Church Pastor Luncheon in the Convention Center. You got the ERLC Luncheon in the Convention Center in Ballroom C. They're going to have Jonathan Scrimetti from he's actually the Tennessee Attorney General, right down the street from us, right here, works here in downtown Nashville. Talking about, the transgenderism issue before the Supreme Court. It's really going to have him. That's Jonathan Scrimetti, who's going to join Brent Leatherwood, as well as the ADF, which is the Alliance of Defending Freedom, Vice President Ryan Bangert, to talk about the current United States versus Scrimetti case that is involving how to protect kids from transgenderism that is before the Supreme Court right now. So that'll be the discussion point for that event. You won't want to miss that. You can find out more at the ERLC website, and as well, like I mentioned, in the app for more information on that. You got the For the Church luncheon that Midwestern does every year. That's going to be in Ballroom D in the Convention Center. You've got the Minister Wives luncheon, which is in the Omni Dallas Ballroom as well. Another huge event. That one's already sold out, actually. I just found out last week, and we're recording this kind of in the middle to the end of March. And by the middle of March, that thing went on sale at the 1st of February. Middle of March, it's already full. 1,700 people packed in there for that one. It's going to be a great event again this year for the Women's Ministry Luncheon there on Tuesday. So I get done with Tuesday. Again, Tuesday night, a lot more affinity groups as well as other meetings on Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, like I said, seminary luncheons. If you're a seminary grad or alum or friend of a seminary, you've probably already gotten your email and information about that. If not, again, it's in the app. You won't want to miss that. And make sure that you check out the luncheon from your seminary. And again, Guidestone, we didn't mention them at the top of the show when I was talking about the exhibit hall. But you want to make sure you stop in there with Guidestone. I want to thank Guidestone and Southwestern for their help this year being host entities at the annual meeting. Guidestone located right there in Dallas, Southwestern just down the road in Fort Worth. Check out our episode that we had with Hans Dilbeck as well as David Dockery. We've had both of those on the show throughout the year, throughout the road to Dallas. And you would find out what they're doing at the annual meeting. You won't want to miss the Southwestern luncheon, if you're an alum especially. Stop by the booth, see everybody there. And then also Guidestone, they have a ton of people that are coming this year to be able to service pastors and help them both with insurance and retirement questions, answering those things, helping pastors maybe even get set up with accounts or checking in on accounts, things like that. And also their wellness checks that they do at the booth as well. So don't want to miss those from Guidestone and Southwestern. And finally, if you're staying in a hotel that is not in the immediate area, we are running shuttles this year. The shuttle information will be in the app for the annual meeting. So we'll have routes. I think there's 4 or maybe 5 routes that we have this year. So you make sure that you get on the right shuttle whenever you get down to the shuttle landing there below Hall D. So it'll be in the Hall D lobby. You go down there, go out to the shuttle stop there, and that's what would be the drop-off pickup for shuttles there below Hall D. So be sure to check out the routes as well as the schedule for that, so you don't get left at the convention center or miss a shuttle from your hotel. So make sure that you check out the shuttle stops at your hotel if you're not staying in the immediate area right there around the convention center. And there should be a sign for where and when those shuttles are taking place, and as well as in the app. So again, SBC annual meeting is what you search for in your app store, or visit sbcannualmeeting.net/app. So that's a lot of information, kind of fire hose style this week. But as always, this week's episode of The Road to Dallas is presented by Southwestern Seminary, whose core values are grace-filled and Christ-centered, scripturally grounded and confessionally guided, student-focused and globally engaged. You can learn more at swbts.edu, and we'll see you right here next week on The Road to Dallas, presented by Southwestern Seminary.